I ran an ad on Teachers Pay Teachers, and this is how it went. So it's not really called an ad on TPT, but that's exactly what it is. It's called Promote Products. It is a feature inside of Teachers Pay Teachers that they offer. And so I'm just going to show you how to get there and kind of how to set it up. And then I'll talk about how it went for me. So when you are logged in to your Teachers Pay Teachers store and you click on your store at the top and click on Dashboard, and then you click on Marketing. So that's where I am here. Under Marketing, you'll see several different options. This is also where you throw a sale. But you can see Promote Products is one of the options. So I'm going to click here. And it is a little clunky, I'm not going to lie. But just to kind of tell you how it works. So you can get spots up to 3 months in the future. And sometimes they sell out depending on your category. The first thing that you have to do is you have to pick a category. So I'm going to pick math. And then you can select the product that you want to choose. So you can see this is December 2025. They're all sold out, and it's because I'm recording this on December 29th, so that makes sense. But even into January, they're all sold out. February, sold out. March, sold out. So they're all sold out. So I have actually read, they open on the 19th of the month, and I have seen in several Facebook groups that some of them sell out in minutes, which is crazy. But when I did this back a couple of months ago, mine had openings. My category had openings, so I was able to actually choose some. You'll know it's open because the little squares will be green. So right now I can't actually choose one. However, I will show you what I did. So I selected dates that were not great dates, and I think that's probably why they were open. I did Christmas Eve, I did December 20th and December 15th. Now, most teachers are probably already out of school at these times, so that's probably why it wasn't sold out. But I tried it anyway, mainly because I wanted to show you guys what happened. If I were like waiting on the 20th or on the 19th, exactly when it opened, and got some more, ideal dates, I might have seen better results. But honestly, I, have seen that there is a consensus in the TPT community that promoting products is just not the best use of your time or money. Now, I did have 2 sales from one of my promotions. So on December 15th, I just want to see what day that was. That would have been a Monday. So teachers probably were still in school that Monday, actually. We had school until the 19th. So they were probably still in school. That was a Monday. They were tired. And I was promoting 2 rate frequency table notes and worksheets. And I chose that item because that one sells well for me this time of year. A lot of teachers are doing statistics at the end of the semester. And so I sold 2 of them and I made $4.80, but I paid $5 for it. So I actually lost money. Now, am I upset about that? Not necessarily, because these people could become, repeat buyers. However, do I think that I will do this again? Probably not. Then I had one on December 20th, which was a Saturday. No one is buying on Saturday. If you're a seller on TPT, you know it's called Slow Saturday. So if you were to ever do this, I would not suggest doing it on Saturday or doing it the day before a holiday like I did on December 24th. But again, I just wanted to see what happened. So I spent $5 each day, so $15 total, and I made $4.80 back total. And you pay for it from your TPT earnings, which is interesting. So you would go through here. If there was a spot available, you would select your category, you would select the product, and you would select the date. And there's only a certain amount that you can choose per month. But I have heard that if you really want this to work, you need like 20 to 30 slots, which to me seems like a lot. But let me just show you how people find these promoted items, okay? So let's say someone goes to TPT. They're on the main search bar and they click one of these little categories at the top. Like let's say they click science. And then they have to click what grade they want, or they can do it by topic. So let's do pre-K science. And you'll see there's this big gray rectangle at the very top that says resources sponsored by teacher authors. And it has some really nice kind of mock-ups of their resource. It's their cover photo. And then you keep scrolling and then you see the ones that are not sponsored. Now, if someone were to just search preschool science resources, all right, let's see, let's do a more specific one. Let's do winter activities preschool, since that was the same search we just did. All right, and then you see, you still have this little box here, and then you go down, and then you see the winter activities. I'm just gonna do high school geometry final exam. So I don't know why this is still, oh, here, okay. For some reason, it was still showing me the same sponsored items. That was weird. It looks like if you filter it, then it will show you. I'm just going to do. Yep, if you start adding filters, then it will show you. But that's like a glitch with TPT, because when I searched for something, it still had that preschool science results for the sponsor. But then when I started filtering things, then it'll show me the ones that are sponsored for the category that I did. So I did 10th grade. So if I do math, geometry, then it'll show me those. So the sponsored, honestly, like, so I have 10th grade and geometry, then it's showing me crossword monthly word puzzles, which has nothing to do with geometry. And then it has the big bundle of Christmas for 3rd graders. It may be that there like just wasn't enough people sponsoring on this day, and so there's not enough specifically for these tags. But to me, I would just scroll right past that. So anyway, that is how sponsoring a product went for me. I am surprised, honestly, that I made any money, but I am glad that I made those top 2 sales. But it does put you at the very top of the search, which could be, a good idea. However, if I were you and you're going to spend money on ads, I would absolutely recommend Meta ads, which are Instagram and Facebook. That's what I do for my business. And I actually just started running Meta ads this year for my TPT store. So I actually have 2 kind of sets of ads that I do. I run some ads directly to TPT, not to my curriculums or anything, but to lower ticket $1, $2, $3 items. And then I run ads to my lead magnet, my freebie, to get people onto my email list for TPT. So I do both of those. And there is a strategy behind both of those. So if you want me to do an episode about that, can you comment below or send me a DM on Instagram at Lindsay Bowden, so I know that that's something that you guys want to hear about. So in summary, you can try it. You can definitely try to promote a resource if you can get a slot before it sells out. However, to me, it wasn't a good use of my money. I would rather put money into ads that I know are going to get me that ROI, that return on investment. All right, I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.